technical difficulties this morning. I didn't know. I've tried this. I've recorded this once and the microphone didn't work. So I'm just hoping that the microphone works right now. If there's anybody on here and you can't hear me, please tell me. Maybe I'll just quit for the day. I don't know. I've been filming some other things and the microphone that I was on here before that didn't work. I used it on my other phone and it worked over there, and then I used it again and it didn't work. So anyway, I have no microphone except my phone microphone on right now, and I have it front facing, which is not always the best quality, but it is what it is because I'm determined I'm going to tell you the story today. This is the story about a washboard road. If you live in a van or an RV of any kind, I'm sure, and even if it's just a car, then any kind of a washboard road is a pain in the butt. In a van, it's even worse, I'm sure, because everything back there is going just like this. Now, when I'm on a washboard road, I try to go reasonably slow. If you've been on them, you know you can't just go real slow because it's like this. But if you go reasonably slow, then it's just like this. But if you go fast, it's like this. Anyway, I was visiting some friends down in South Texas. Well, let me just say before that you never know what's going to happen when you have a washboard road, because I'm driving down the road the other day and my bathroom door fell off. Now, in defense of the bathroom door, there was a screw that had come out that I hadn't put back in yet. So it wasn't the door's fault. But it did just come off because of the rough road. And if you boondock like I do, I'm out in the boonies all the time, and you run into these rough roads all the time. Even the washboard ones, but even just some other ones too that bounce you all over the place. Anyway, back to the story. I was down in South Texas visiting a friend down there, and we were going to go out to dinner, this restaurant. And I wasn't familiar with the area. It was dark. I was tired, and so I said to him, "You drive." And that was kind of a mistake that I learned later. But anyway, I said, "You drive." Well, it was 5 miles down a dirt road to this restaurant. It was actually a washboard dirt road from the very beginning until the very end. Well, if it was me driving, I would, I'd go like this. Well, 50 miles an hour, it's going to go like this. And that's what he liked to drive, was 50 miles an hour. So, I'm white knuckle, but my protestations didn't really work. So, at this point, I just, was hungry. So we went to the restaurant, and it was okay. It wasn't that great, but it was, it was a family kind of thing. And so it was good. So we're headed back out again, back over this 5-mile dirt road. Oh, there's a hornet in here. Sorry. I'm at a wonderful new spot today. I'm out of the city. I'm so excited. But there are like a million houseflies here, and I've seen a bumblebee and a hornet. So anyway, I'm trying not to get burned. Anyway, we're going to go back out this 5-mile washboard road at 50 miles an hour. So we get down there, I don't know, we're probably down there halfway, 2.5, 3 miles maybe. And I hear water. And I don't know how I actually could hear anything because of the noise that was going on. But I hear water, and so he's driving, I look back, and I see water splashing all over my floor. I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I'm like, we got to stop. There's water coming out all over my floor. So he pulled in, and I ran back there, and the faucet on my sink had come on from the washboardy road. It had turned on, and so water was overflowing onto my floor. Now, I had dumped my gray tank the day before, and I had filled up my water tank the day before, so I had full water tank, empty gray tank. But my freshwater tank is 25 gallons, and my gray water tank is 15 gallons. And so we had pumped 15 gallons out of the fresh water into the gray water, and when that was full, there was no other place for it to go except onto my floor. which it did. And even after I shut the faucet off, it was still splashing a little, and the water had overflowed in my bathroom sink too, and so everything in there was wet, because once it got full, it backed up through that pipe into my bathroom sink, and that overflowed. So now I have a full sink of water in the bathroom everywhere, soaked on the floor, and we had to do something. So we were stopped beside the road, and he got out and went to empty some of my gray tank, because we had to drain some water out of there, or it was just going to slosh some more, even though the faucet was now off. So he got out and he drained some water out of it, and of course this car is going by everywhere, and they're, you know, a big no-no if you live in a van or an RV of any kind. You do not dump anything out of your gray or black tank water or anything except in a designated spot. So there we were, dumping some out, and I'm sure people were like, what's going on, you know, whatever. Anyway, it was clean water because I had dumped all the gray water out the day before. So it was just fresh water that was flowing out there onto the side of the road. So we dumped enough out so that it was like drain everything back out. So then I'm back there, but I don't have a mop. What would I need a mop for? Well, I needed one, but so I had towels all over everywhere, trying to drain, get the water. It was just a mess. Everything was wet. Everything in the bathroom was soaked. Excuse me. So I finally got it dried out enough so that it was satisfactory to get back to where we were going. So I had to open up and really dry it out. And of course now I don't have any. I need more water. It was kind of a mess. But as I said in the description, that was the not so great thing that happened. But there was something that happened out of that experience that was pretty good. I have a Truma heater hot water system, and it is not portable. It's built in. It's under my sink back there, and half of under my bed. It's a pretty good sized unit. And it hadn't worked for 6 months. 6 months. I'd had no heat and no hot water. Fortunately, I had been in places that were warm, so I really didn't need the heat. I do have a gas buddy if I need that. Oh, Matrix catching a fly here. But anyway, and hot water, you know, I heat it up if I need to. But you know, if you live in a van long enough, you learn that cold water is fine too. At that time, I think I had a Planet Fitness membership, so I didn't have to take a shower in cold water. But I've done that before too. So anyway, that bumpy road somehow rattled things in that Truma heater, and whatever it did, it now worked. And it's worked ever since. And that was like, I don't know, a year or so ago. So I now make a joke. If something's broken, I'm just going to go down a washboard road and it will shake it back into where it goes. But of course, that may not be true. Anyway, that is the tale of the washboard road, 50 miles an hour, and everything was soaked. Anyway, I've had such a terrible time with technology this morning, so I'm hoping this works. If it doesn't, I'm just going to delete it, and I'll just have to see you tomorrow. Anyway, with any luck, I will see you tomorrow.